Hey guys, I'm about to show you a clip from our Apex masterclass that we recently did with the flipping genius himself, Jerry Norton. In this conversation, Jerry and I are going to talk about motivation. We're going to talk about the proper mindset that it takes to become a real estate investor. One of my favorite subjects, and I actually ask him the question, is how does he get people like you to get off of dead center and become motivated so that you'll actually become real estate investors and doers instead of wanna-doers. So we have a conversation about that. I also pick his brain about what are his favorite type of sellers that he likes to talk to, and how does he make so many offers without wasting a ton of time. So Jerry goes into with great detail, and you guys need to pay attention to this if you're just getting started. Nobody wants to look at real estate unless we know that there's motivation first. I should say real estate investors don't want to look at real estate, especially me, Robbie Krager, the flip-flop flipper, or even Jerry Norton, the flipping genius himself, unless we know the motivation of the sellers. So your job as the new investor is to go out and find the motivated sellers before you try to go and look at the property and decide whether you're going to put it under contract or not. This is a powerful conversation. Guys, we do this kind of thing inside of our Apex group every single Thursday night. Thursday from 5 to 7, we do a teaching session like this with great guests like Jerry Norton. And at the end of it, every single week, we do a question and answer where our members get to ask us and the other experts anything that's on their mind, anything that they need to know. Guys, we're a group of real estate investors that expands our business through partnerships. That's what our Apex group is all about. We'd love to have you come and check it out and join us. So, links in the description for that. Check out this conversation. I think you're going to love it. How do you think through and encourage people who are in your school or that you're a mentor to get off of dead center, to take action? And this is something that we're constantly thinking about. And how do we invite people to partnership, encourage people to do more real estate, and then what's effective to get people to take action and to move?
Yeah, it's really interesting you asked this, because what I honestly believe is what it takes to do this and do it well is probably 80% mindset and like 20% skill set. Now, if I lead out with that, then I lose everybody. Like if I tell people, hey, I'm going to do some content around mindset, nobody shows up, right? Or very few people show up. If I tell them I'm going to show you the 5 steps to get your first deal, everybody shows up because they think that it's a tactical thing they need to learn. There's some kind of like, man, if I had the right script or only the right contract or only the right list, then I would be successful. And the reality is it's not that. I mean, you need that, but that's only 20%. The 80% is the real estate between your ears. So what I do, Robbie, is I kind of lie to people and I tell them, hey, I'm going to teach you the ABCs. But then when I get them in the thing, then I'm like, okay, you got a scarcity thing going on here. We got to fix your scarcity mindset. You think that the lead you're looking at and the opportunity in front of you is the only deal out there because you have all this desperation you're bringing to the table, and the seller feels that, everybody feels it. I feel it. It's kind of icky. And you're bringing all this negativity without even knowing it. You're subconsciously sabotaging your own success because you have all these self-limiting beliefs that you're bringing to the table. And that's what's hurting you more than anything else. Because at the end of the day, if you take like wholesale real estate, it's not very complicated. Like it's very basic. It's probably like 3rd grade math to do it. You know, it's very basic, but what is it taking? What is getting in your way that's preventing you from actually doing it? Let's uncover that and let's dig that up and let's figure that out. And so, but people don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to recognize that.
And I like what you say when you say you're kind of lying to them. You want to get them in the room and you want to get them started. I think I've said this to a lot of people. If I started with how much work that it actually takes for me to get to the point where I make a deal, nobody would take me up on this, right? Like it's like they'd be like, man, that's just way too hard. But I was built differently. And when I first started out, I saw someone, Carlton Sheets back in the day, telling people that you could do it. And that was all it took for me. And I started making offers and started being a real estate investor. And I've always had a pretty good work ethic. And I think a lot of it is mindset. Like you said, I believe, fortunately for me, God had put the right mindsets, or many of the right mindsets, I was sort of given as gifts from God. I don't think they're not a credit to me at all. They're just something I was sort of born with. But convincing others, even Adon, like Adon has been with me for 2 years driving around and watching me do deals and hearing me say that the money's not the most important part and that, just go make offers. And it's still difficult. And we have conversations sometimes where where these beliefs come in. Adon, back me up here.
Yeah.
But the limiting beliefs are so powerful for all of us. And I have them and you do too, but getting people past those limiting beliefs is really, really important.
Yes.
Yeah, like I have this concept I talk about, which is, you're never going to get a deal unless you make an offer, and you're never going to get to an offer if you're not talking to people. So if you reverse engineer it and you're like, man, I'd like to get a deal, but are you getting in front of people? Are you having quality conversations? And are you at some point in time putting a number in front of that seller or agent? Are you getting to that point? And if you want to transact on a regular basis, are you doing that every day? Because if you're not doing it every day, you're not going to get that deal at the end of the month, and you're not going to get one next month. And what you do today is what the deals you do in 6 months, right? Like the person you talk to today is the deal you close in 6 months, because that's how it works.
Right.
And the thing is, though, is what's fascinating to me, Robbie, is there's a difference between contract price or buy price and offer price. And this is one of the most fundamental things that people get all wrong. They think that when they make the offer has to be a legit offer. It has to be accurate. It has to be on point. It has to be something that for certain is a good deal and is going to make money. Now, that's where we want to buy. Like, we're not going to buy unless we feel that, but not make an offer. There's a difference between making an offer and actually signing the contract. And if people could understand that fundamental difference there between the two, then all of a sudden offering on properties becomes this thing where it's like, well, I don't need to be accurate. I just need to be low enough to solicit a response that will tell me if they're actually motivated. And if their response is go pound sand, then I know they're not motivated. I didn't have to waste any time on analysis. On to the next conversation. And this is how you can make 5-10 offers a day, is you're not analyzing the deals. You don't need to. It doesn't matter anymore about the condition and the comps or none of that. None of that even matters. What matters is
the math doesn't matter at all unless it can be bought at a good deal. So you have to first find the motivated seller.
Step one is find motivation. If you can't find motivation, then you don't need to know the numbers.
Yeah. And I think I learned last Monday night watching you and Pace talk about this anchor number, which I had never put that together in my mind. It was honestly the first time I'd ever heard it was last Monday night. You guys are talking about this anchor number. I get this question now at least every week. Hey, I've found this great house. It's vacant. It needs a real estate investor. And you're like, yeah, it does. It probably has 25 heirs and you got to go hunt them down. Unless it has a for sale sign on the door, move on. This is what you're saying. It's like you can't waste all of this time or you'll just get caught up and doing so much work and putting so much effort into these things that are never going to materialize.
Yeah. I'll get a list of seller leads, call them absentee owners with high equity, whatever. And I'll get on the phone and I'll say, is this the address? Yes. Okay. Are you the owner of that property? Okay. What do you want for your house? Number. Okay. I'm asking them what their price is. And then I'm like, okay, I Google the address. I'm like, okay, Zillow says 450, in the perfect world, I would need to be in the low 200s. And then I see what they do. Like, I'm not overcomplicating everything. I'm just trying to find motivation. That's all I'm trying to do is find motivation. Of the 5% that are motivated, then I'm doing what you just said, Robbie. Okay, listen, let's get a deal together. I'm going to have a contingency in here. I haven't seen this property. Assuming everything is what you say it is, we'll move forward and I'll buy it. If we get out there and it's not what you say it is, then we might have to have a new discussion, because I'm assuming that I'm going to fix it up. But if it's got a foundation issue or whatever else is going on, that might change. So tell me, is there something going on with this property that I should know about before we send our team out to look at it? No, there's nothing going on. Okay, well, my number should be a good number. We're going to send someone out there. So I just do the thing I need to do right now. Then I do the next thing I need to do next. And then I do the next thing. And I don't get that all messed up. I have people that are like, they come into my program and they're like, hey, I called an agent and I got an appointment tomorrow and we're going to go out and look at the property. I'm like, why? Why are you going to look at the property?
Yeah.
That's a waste of time.
Yeah. You don't know what the price is. You don't know if it's a good deal yet. There's no reason to go look at a property that you can't buy.
And people's minds, they're like, well, don't you need to look at real estate before you make an offer? No, you need to look at real estate before you buy it. You don't need to look at it before you make an offer.
Yeah. That's true.
Jerry, if you're on this call right now and you want to get started tomorrow, what do you think the best lists are, or types of sellers, or where would people look to get a list?
So like with our new software PropWire, it's totally free. Like you don't have to pay a subscription. We don't throttle how much data you want to download or anything. My favorite list on there is I list stack, and I like absentee owner, and then I stack it with out of state, and then I stack it with high equity. I like that list and I stack it with, we have a feature called tired landlord, which all that means is they've owned it for more than 10 years. So if I have a property, the sellers own it more than 10 years, they personally live out of state, there's high equity, I like that list because more than likely that's a tired landlord, and I can have and it's an investor. So the emotional side is way different than like pre-foreclosure. Pre-foreclosure, they're crying on your shoulder, and you got to deal with all that, which is fine. But I'm not a very empathetic person, so I have to really work at that. But if I'm talking to a landlord, then it's like, let's get down to the numbers and let's put a deal together. You're tired of that property. You're sick of babysitting it out of state. What do you want for it? Like, you know what I mean? You can kind of cut right to it.
Yep. I just got the best deal of my life 2 weeks ago from a guy, 75. He's been in real estate 50 years. And he's given me a 0% 20-year loan because he doesn't want to manage his rentals anymore.
He's tired of it. Yeah.
He's tired of it.
I love tired landlords. They're my favorite private seller or motivated seller lead is tired landlords.
And Jerry, you've done most of your wholesaling and investing, negotiating face-to-face with sellers. That has been your forte. For me, I've gone the other way. I prefer a tax deed and a foreclosure sale and never ever talking to a seller. Like that. Yeah. I did that for 20 years where it was, if I had to talk to a seller, I was like, that's kind of gross. I don't want to do that. I just want to go to the foreclosure sale and buy the low hanging fruit. There's so many different paths to success in real estate. I think you guys don't have to latch onto one or another.
No.
And live into your personality too, right? Like, cause there is someone out there who's really empathetic and can take the list of people who are in pre-foreclosure and kill it. I'm in business with a guy named TJ in Orlando, Florida, and I call him the crazy whisperer. And he specializes in hoarder houses that are in estates with, the one heir that's alive is an absolute nut job. And he gets them at great deals all the time. We send him in and he just communicates and is empathetic and figures this stuff out. He lives into his personality and he's amazing at what he does. Right. Yeah. I can't talk to that person for 5 minutes without being like, I'm getting in the car and leaving. So don't.
Yeah. I also really like agents. Like I love agents. Now, a lot of my agent deals are off market. So what I do is I teach the agent how to bird dog for me and how to bring it to me before they list it. And then I offer a cash offer to that seller and it never goes on market. And that's my favorite because that's referral. Now that's repeat. Like that agent will keep bringing you deals because I pay him really well.
Yeah. And how much better is that going to get now that they screwed up the MLS system?
It's better.
That's going to be even better for you.
It's better now.
Yeah, it's better for you.
It's better because here's why. The buyer side is now negotiated. It always was negotiable, but that was in theory. In practice, the seller paid 3% and it was just kind of a done thing. Well, now it's all got to be discussed up front. So what I do, every agent I talk to is I say, look, when you go sit on a listing appointment with a seller and it's a distressed property, and I know that that's going to be a nightmare to sell. You're going to have showings, inspections, appraisals, contingencies, repairs. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare for the seller. It's going to be a nightmare for you. Nobody's going to win on that. It's going to be a pain in the butt to sell that distressed property. Tell your seller this. Say, look, I work with this investor. He'll buy this as is. You don't have to do anything. There won't be any showings, appraisals, inspections, none of it. He'll come in here. He'll give us a cash offer. We can close when you want, how you want, and you can leave whatever you want here. Why don't we entertain his offer? And it gets even better, Mr. Seller. He pays my commission, so it costs you nothing. And then I tell the agent, I'll pay you 10%. Now, that means if I want to pay 100 total, we got to tell the seller 90 so I can pay you 10, so I land at 100. But I will pay you 3%, 6%, 10%. I'll pay you anything you want. Now, don't price this out of the deal, but I'll give you my number. We'll build in your commission and we'll get it done. And you don't have to do anything. I'll do it all. You just get the seller to say yes, and we sign a contract. You're done. And you'll make 3 times what you make if you try to take this thing on market. Because if you take it on market, a buyer's agent's going to come. You're going to get your 2.5 to 3. They're going to have to figure out their commission, and it's going to be a nightmare for you all the way through. So now I have agents that just call me on with their listing appointments, and they bring me that inventory, and they're doing all the heavy lifting. They found the seller. They went on the appointment. They are doing their own marketing.
They become your partner in the deal, and you're their go-to buyer, right? Like, they're going to keep coming back for another bite at the apple every chance they get. You're always going to be an option number one.
Robbie, I've done 2 wholesale deals now in Palmas where same agent, I did this pitch with an agent. He brought me 2 deals that I wholesaled for $100,000 each one.
Amazing. Wow.
Just one agent brought me something off market. I wholesaled that one for $100,000, brought me another one. I wholesaled that one for $100,000 right here in Palmas. I didn't find these sellers, nothing.
So guys, I hope you got as much out of that conversation as I did. Anytime that I get a chance to sit down with somebody who's done more than me and ask them questions, and they're doing things that I'm not doing, I just love to be in the room with guys like that. So for me to be able to pick the brain of Jerry Norton, and for you guys to get to witness that, you guys could be in this room every Thursday night for our master classes. We've got other great guests as well. We've got a whole library of these things. We've been doing it for over a year every single Thursday. And by the way, October 3rd and 4th, we're putting on a real estate summit where we've invited Jerry Norton to come and speak with 20 of our other favorite real estate investors, people that we do deals with, people that we mentor us, or people that we just want to pick their brain and learn how to make more money in this market today. Guys, that's free. It's online. It costs you nothing. All you need to do is click the link in the description, and we'll see you there October 3rd and 4th. Don't miss it.